If everyone could start making their way to their seats, I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to get started a little early today. We have an action-packed program today, everybody. Oh, wait. I almost forgot my favorite part. Welcome, everybody, to our meeting of the Brentwood Rotary Club today. I am your honored president, Sarah Johnson, and we are going to have Mr. Steve Hammers come and lead us in our invocation, and then we're going to have Warren Bryant lead us in our pledge and four-way test. Steve? All right. So instead of Steve Hammers leading us in our invocation, I will do it. So if you bow your heads with me. Dear Lord, thank you so much for the gift of this Rotary Club to its members, to its district, to our community, and the world as a whole. I am so blessed and honored to be a part of something that you've given all of us to be an active part in our life. And dear Lord, I pray that you are bless the men and women here of our club. You know their hearts, you know their desires, and I pray that you give them blessings. Dear Lord, I also pray for healing for Chris Wilson, Paula Vogelberg, John Stokes, John Miles, and Beth Dormany, and for those needs that we don't know. And Lord, thank you for the blessings of Denise Carruthers and also for Bob Huffman. And we pray that you continue to bless their lives as well. In your name we pray. Amen. All right.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we'll fully test the things we say, do, and believe. First,
is it the truth?
Second,
is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
will it build goodwill and better friendships?
And finally, fourth,
will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you. I'm going to ask Keely Hall to now come up and introduce our guests and visiting Rotarians.
Good morning, everyone. Great to see you again. I know what you're all thinking. This guy's been up here every week forever. I'm filling in again this week for Betsy, who is a grandmama. She's in Knoxville, so she's visiting her new grandbaby. She will be back. You will get rid of me eventually. All right. But I do have the pleasure this morning once again to introduce our guests and our visiting Rotarians. We have, let me just tell you, a slew of guests today. But most of them will be introduced by someone else a little bit later on. So we're going to start out with the member who has brought a guest and, as a bonus, has sat as far away from him as humanly possible in this room. Jennifer Shepard, would you like to introduce your guest today?
This is my really good friend, Michael Jones. We work together at First Farmers in Brentwood. He's the head of our business banking division. And he has this amazing little girl that I'd love to tell you about if you ask him, and probably even show you. But I'm really glad to have Michael here. We've had that kind of a morning. Oh, hi. I've been trying to get him here for several weeks. I'm really excited.
Welcome to Michael. I've already heard a little bit about his daughter. Welcome. And Mr. Hamilton, Brad Hamilton, we like to call him B-Ham here, has a guest that he would like to introduce.
I didn't know that till right now. This is my guest back from home, Fresno, California. He's a longtime Rotarian, Ron Samuel, past president, multiple board chairs. He leads Rotary for many, many, many years. So we're happy to have him here.
Very warm welcome to you. All right. Oh, yes, Larry. I'm being beckoned. Yes, sir.
this lady right here, Deborah Fields, less than 30 minutes ago, and so she's now a friend from California. Just moved here 2 weeks ago. She's interested in doing things for the community and other people, and that's been her history in California. So you all be really nice to her, kind of be on your distance, because she's looking us over as possible being a member.
Yes, welcome to now her name is Deborah Field, but she says no cookies. Deborah Field, no cookies. And that, Madam President, is our guests and visiting Rotarians for the moment. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Keeley. And because we do love Keeley as one of our speakers, he is going to actually do our Happy Bucks today as well. So Keeley Hall, take it away.
Oh, it's deja vu all over again. All right. Now, first question for the room is, who has my basket? All right.
Where it normally is, just saying.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, who is happy? We're going to start over here.
I'm going to put in $13 for our first grandbaby born about 2 weeks ago, who's now up to 13 pounds, little Harper Terry.
$13 for Harper Terry. All right. Immediate past president, Michael.
I'm happy that Sarah's up there, and now I'm back in general population.
Hear, hear. Hello, Miss Pat Campbell.
Thank you. I put in $30 today because about 30 years ago is when I came into the club. Mike Bates was the one who introduced me to Rotary, and I'll always be grateful to him for that. I want to let you know that I'll be retiring from SunTrust effective September 1st after 39 years. Spent my entire career there. And also that means I'll be retiring from the club. And I just want to tell you how much I've enjoyed being with everyone. It's been a great journey. You've helped to make me the person that I am today, and I'm grateful for that. So best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Miss Jerry.
Hello.
Hello.
These are happy bucks for George and Betsy Crosley and their little baby girl. It's so sweet. Yay.
All right, and Larry's happy.
I'm happy for John and Virginia Stokes. They finally got moved into the facility that they bought about a little over a year ago, and that they've been continuing to be put off, living in an apartment. But finally they got moved in, and Virginia says, I'm so happy, I'm just crying.
All right, who else is happy? Oh, we got somebody in the front. Here we go. Yes.
I'm happy to be here with these two young ladies sitting beside me, and you'll find out more about them in a few minutes.
A little teaser. Ich habe mein Herz in Heidelberg verloren. That's for Maxie. All right, who else?
Just happy for John and Virginia. That's great.
Absolutely. I'm sorry? Yes, we'll introduce him in just a little. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Huffman apparently wanted to be happy. We're refusing to let him be happy. Thank you, District Governor. All right, who else? Happy. The happiness is waning. Happiness going once. Happiness going twice. President Sarah.
Thank you, Keeley. We really appreciate your help today. I want to remind everybody that we're talking about the club dreaming big and coming up with ideas. And I'm reminding everybody, August 15th is our deadline for your idea submissions to Hunter McCarthy and the Community Services Committee. So I'm excited to see what the club is looking and wanting to work on. It's fantastic. I also want to make a quick reminder that I'm asking all committees to meet by the end of August, or at least have a date scheduled, even Pancake, Harpeth River, things of that nature, because the whole goal is for committees to meet so the members know you're on a committee, and you can talk about what you want your committee to look like. for this next period of time. I don't want to change the way our club is. I just want to enhance it. So if there's some ideas that we need to talk about and find ways of doing things like, working together and consolidating a particular area to make it easier for the club, that's what we're looking for. So be on the lookout for an email, and I hope you all can attend. Larry Kane has one other thing. I apologize. Sorry, Larry. On Monday, August 5th, if you're a committee chair, you should be getting an email from your board of directors. We're going to have a committee chair training class, and I would ask that all committee chairs attend if you can. It's going to be at my office, which is 8 Cadillac Drive, Brentwood, Tennessee, 37027, Suite 120. And the chair and the directors will be sending that out to everyone at 4:30, and we're going to try to keep it to an hour or less. Susie Lindsay has graciously agreed to lead our training, so we're excited about that. Now, Larry Kane has a special presentation that he'd like to make. I'm positive.
As you recall, last week we identified 2 of our major grant recipients for this year, the Davis House Child Advocacy Center and the Our Thrift Store. Today we're going to recognize our 3rd recipient, and that is the Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee. The mission of this organization is to enable all young people, especially those who need it most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. The Boys and Girls Clubs are actually neighborhood-based buildings which are designed solely for youth programs and activities. Over 4,000 kids came to the Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee last year. The Boys and Girls Club recognizes that few issues in the 21st century are more important to kids' future than having access to quality STEM education. They want to provide access to computers, educational software, and the interests so youth have access to new learning opportunities and acquire technology skills. This in turn will expose youth to new ways of thinking using both their creative and logical thought process. Our grant will help overhaul the tech lab at the Boys and Girls Club in Fairview. This lab supports the development of youth by providing a dynamic space to prepare them for degrees and careers in the growing STEM job market. The Tech Lab helps support the educational success of youth after the school day ends and allows them to complete homework and gain technology skills. Accepting the checks today is Steve Owens from the Franklin Boys and Girls Club. Steve. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am over how we identified and came up with our 3 partners for this year, and they've all been great to work with, and we appreciate all they do for our community. It won't be long before Lewis will be handing me the new nonprofit partners for this next Rotary year. The Allocations Committee has received several applications and will be meeting soon to select our 2nd round of major grant recipients. So congratulations to our 3 partners for this year. Thank you.
Congratulations, Stephen and Denise and the Boys and Girls Club. I would like to ask Lennis Sugis to come up and introduce our 2 very special ladies that are going to speak to our club for a few minutes.
Gracie, Moxie, come on up. Well, it's my real pleasure to introduce today Gracie Napier and Moxie Emmen. Moxie is from Soltau, near Hamburg in Germany. They are part of the Rotary Short-Term Exchange Program. For those of you who don't know, Rotary Exchange has both a long-term program where somebody is exchanged for a full academic year and a short-term program which is held over the summer. You may remember Nora, who came and spoke to our club last year. She was a long-term inbound exchange student, and that's one part of the program. Moxie and Gracie are part of the short-term program, and the program would not happen without the leadership of 2 very important volunteers from our district. One of whom is Tommy Martin from Clifton. He's been involved in the program for years, as has one of our guests today, Mike Thompson from the Franklin Evening Club. Mike, stand and wave, would you? The program is fantastic, and rather than me blather on about it, I'm going to ask Gracie to talk about her experience. Then Moxie might share a little bit about hers.
Okay, hi, I'm Gracie. This is Maxie. I did in a month in Germany in Soltau, a little village. It was really, really cute, very, very small. And then Maxie and I flew back about 2 weeks ago, and she's here for a month as well. I just wanted to talk about, like what I did in Germany and how my experience was with, flying somewhere where I didn't know anybody and had only contacted Maxie a few times. It was definitely kind of scary going on a plane, going somewhere I'd never seen or meeting people I'd never talked to on the phone before. But just like going there, and then they met me at the airport with this poster that had my name on it that said welcome, and it was so sweet. And as soon as I got in the car, I just felt like, these were people that I knew that I was going to love. And that's definitely true. Throughout my whole month there, it was another family, and I think they're my second family. They might be far away, but they're definitely part of my family. But we just want to tell you that, talk to your kids, your grandkids, if they might be interested in this type of thing. It's an amazing experience, and I think it's very, I guess, educational, but also just, doing new things that might stretch your boundaries a little bit. I think it's, very nice to do. If anybody had any questions for us, maybe after the meeting, we'll definitely answer them. Try not to talk at you about our experience, but yeah, so you can also get my contact information from my grandma, Donna Weeks. But yeah, so definitely talk to us and have any questions. I'm going to share my favorite thing about Germany, other than my exchange family, because they were the best. But I definitely went to school with Maxima, and it was so cool and interesting to see how different their school is than our school, and how different just the classroom experience is, and also how many classes they take, and rather than the few classes that we take. And they have different levels of their schools, and then talking to her sister who's in university about how their universities are different than our universities. It's just all very interesting. But I'll let Maxima talk about maybe something that she enjoys about being here in America.
Yeah, in general, I liked everything about America. I think everybody was so nice, but we went this week and the past week to Virginia and North Carolina to visit some colleges of Gracie where she might want to study, and I really, really enjoyed that because the universities in Germany are just so different than the ones in the USA, and everything was so big and everybody was so nice, and yeah, I really loved that. Yeah.
And lastly, we'd like to present the flag. I don't know what's called a flag. From Soltau, I went to their Rotary meeting and listened to their Rotary meeting, and was welcomed by them. And I want to present it to you guys.
Thank you very much. They're going to take our picture.
Okay. You and Max,
come on, Max. Thank you, Gracie and Maxima, for being here and sharing your story with us. And thank you for your participation in Youth Exchange and Ryla and everything else. It was very, very gracious to come and see us. I'm going to now turn the podium over to our distinguished Assistant Governor, Denise Carruthers, who we all know and love. She's going to introduce our speaker today.
It's good to be back here again and to see Michael King in the audience for a change. Yeah. It's my pleasure to introduce today our district governor, Robert. If you're his friend, we call him Bob. So if he tells you to call him Robert, beware. He joined Rotary in 2008. He's a member of the Clarksville Sunrise Rotary Club. He's a multi-level Paul Harris Fellow and a Paul Harris Society member, a major donor and Bequest Society member. Best known for his chairmanship at the District 6760 Youth Services and Rotary Youth Leadership Awards program. And he'll talk more about that later, so I'm not going to steal his thunder on that. But just so you know, he's impacted hundreds of Middle Tennessee youth in that 5-day, 4-night high-intensity leadership program. He's married to the former Donna K. Oberhausen of Russellville, Kentucky. They've been together for 34 years. She also is a Paul Harris Fellow. And although she's not a Rotarian, she puts in countless hours hosting social events at their club and for Rotary. Please join me in welcoming Bob Huffman.
Thank you. Before I even start my comments, the first thing I want to do is thank the Brentwood Rotary Club for everything that this club does for your club, your community, the district. This is an exceptional Rotary Club, and it's my distinct pleasure and honor to be here speaking to you. You can't come to the podium of the Brentwood Rotary Club without acknowledging the multiple contributions that John Miles has made to this Rotary District. The mentorship that he has personally provided to me, the tutelage that he provides the College of Governors, his depth of knowledge is without equal in our district and probably within Rotary. John, thank you so very much for all of your dedication. A little known fact, John will celebrate his 60th wedding anniversary. And if any of us have been married to the same person for 30 years, 60 years, man, that's exceptional, John. Congratulations to you two. Enjoy your train ride coming up. I know you and Miriam are going to have a big day. Tamale, our Arch Trump Society member, other than the bin marks, thank you, ma'am. You've been very generous to the foundation. I want to acknowledge your giving and you personally, ma'am. Thank you so very much. To my dear friend, the Dick. Dick, you know, we were at Emerging Leaders, and this man said to me, Bob, when Rotary asks, the answer is always yes. And I swear he is going to regret that information. Thank you so much, Dick, for everything you've done. Okay, guys, let's start this off and do it the right way. I'm a sunrise Rotarian, and it takes a lot of energy if you're going to get up at 6:45 in the morning. So Rotarians, repeat after me. It is a great day to be a Rotarian.
It is a great day to be a Rotarian.
False motivation's better than no motivation. Thank you. Friends, Rotary's changed my life. I know of no better platform, private or form, to engage the world. Rotary's a way of life for me. That means I invest my time, my talent, and my treasure into Rotary. Reflecting on this today, I'd like to share my thoughts on 3 topics with you. Why Rotary? How Rotary's values serve as a call to action in our lives, and the exciting goals that we're aspiring to achieve across the district this year. Now, if you read Simon Sinek, he'll tell you to always start with why. And I don't know about you, but I like to know what motivates people and why they do what they do. So let's see if we can answer the why Rotary question right up front. Of all the service and veteran organizations in America, why would you elect to become a Rotarian? After a lifetime of serving in a values-based organization, Don and I settled down. We immediately knew we wanted to have a positive impact on our community. We didn't know how that'd be. And honestly, there was seemingly no shortage of veterans or civic organizations that seemed worthwhile inside of our community. Our longtime friend, Jeannie Beauchamp, had just invited me to a Rotary meeting, and I accepted. Well, that first meeting, Mike Evans, the executive director of the Economic Development Council from Montgomery County, was our guest speaker. His program was a mini MBA refresher program, and I found it incredibly stimulating as he wove together the societal and social economic patterns that were directly impacting our community. So meeting number 1, it's grabbed my attention. I've been interested in this organization. And I don't know who it was. It could have been the sergeant at arms. Somebody thrust into my hands as I walked out the door the ABCs of Rotary. And I went home and I wanted to do my research about this organization if I was going to join it. And I got to tell you, it changed my life. You see, in my previous career, we had inculcated the values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. Those were the values and the touchstones that we lived by. Personal courage, we exhibit that every day. You don't have to be a Rambo kind of guy serving in the military. Anytime you stand up for what's right, you're exercising personal courage in your daily lives as business and community leaders. So here I am at a crossroads in life, and Rotary's values of fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership are a natural alignment of my deeply held core values. I enthusiastically became a Rotary Club member. In doing so, I've come to discover 4 tangible ways that we put these values into action. With fellowship, we build lifelong relationships that promote greater global understanding and unity. With integrity, we honor our commitments and we uphold the high ethical standards we set for ourselves as Rotarians. Our diversity enables us to connect with different perspectives and approach problems from many different angles. Folks, don't let anyone ever tell you that Rotary is not a diverse organization. It's a false narrative. When you walk into an international assembly and you meet people from 200 countries speaking 8 different languages that I could personally identify, Rotary in the grand scheme, in the macro, is an incredibly diverse organization. By applying our vocational expertise, service, and leadership, we Rotarians tackle some of the greatest issues in the world. And that brings me to my next pivotal moment in Rotary, being asked to serve as a Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Program Committee Chair. It forced me to get deeply involved in something I'm truly passionate about. I've spent my entire life in leadership development, and this was a natural outlet for me to build teams with high-achieving youth. Acknowledging that RILA must have a purpose and an outcome, a value for clubs to support it. Our mission statement became, RILA develops young leaders to serve as community leaders. We do this by demonstrating in practice the 4 stages of team building in a purposeful outcome-based program. And we know this, if we're successful at RILA, our Interact clubs will grow. Rotary Youth Exchange will see more participants. And our Rotaract clubs will be vibrant in our universities and communities. Eventually, our Rotarians will become Rotary Club presidents. And, well, first Rotarians and Rotary Club presidents. If you come to Clarksville Sunrise Rotary, you'll be greeted by our president this year, Miss Aubrey Nicolau. Aubrey is an alumni of our program from 2007. And she has been on our staff ever since. It's been my distinct pleasure and honor to mentor that young woman. And she's a dynamic leader. So RILA is having positive consequences on this district. An unexpected consequence of RILA was the Sunrise Rotary Club has fully grown by 20% from the parents of the RILA-tarians. They were exposed to Rotary by what their children had undergone, and they elected to come into our club and to serve. And we're very happy about that. On a personal level, Donna and I can't imagine our lives without the RILA-tarians and our RILA family. It seems like they've always been with us. And I need you to know this, Michael, in the back, who's just had a child. I am equally as proud of those young adults as you are of your child and the rest of you are of your grandchildren. And after the meeting, I got pictures of my kids too. We can compare notes. So, anyhow, through RILA, I truly became a Rotarian. This is what I learned as I became a Rotarian. This is a tremendous organization for performing service. Our People of Action campaign encapsulates an interactive triangulation of concepts. Join leaders, exchange ideas, take action. In our communities and throughout the world, shouldn't this encapsulate who all of us are as Rotarians? Let's start on the leadership side of the quote. You don't have to be a positional or a hierarchical leader. If your actions as a Rotarian inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more? Are you not, in fact, a leader? Ideas. Ideas are how we Rotarians change the world. Sometimes the difficulty isn't creating new ideas as much as it is in escaping from our old ideas and the methodologies that we had used in the past to achieve our aims. But let's remain positive here, and let's hear the voice of Nelson Mandela speak to us from across the ages. It always seems impossible until the task is done. Finally, only when our ideas take flight will we Rotarians change the world or have a positive impact on our communities. Friends, I need you to understand this about me. I would rather make incremental progress or to fail in the attempt than to sit idly by and do nothing in my community when there's tasks that need to be performed and it's meaningful. Rotarians are known to be doers in their community. There isn't or shouldn't be a community with a Rotary Club in it that doesn't have a significant project being completed with a Rotary logo denoting our involvement in making our communities a better place to live. As you can likely tell, service to our communities is my mantra, and I hope my enthusiasm is truly contagious for a multitude of reasons. A successfully planned and executed service project in your community will pull your club closer together. Nothing will build camaraderie in this club like putting sweat equity into a service project. By having a service project on your club's annual calendar or an ongoing service project, it's something that members can use to attract future potential Rotarians to join your club. If you're in this room, you're certainly successful. And through your dedication to service within your communities, you live significant lives. Because to be of service to others, isn't that what people do to live lives of significance? Service is what brings us together as Rotarians. As the year begins, I want to express my gratitude for this opportunity to serve our district in this manner. I'm extremely grateful and I'm humbled by the opportunity. Only one Rotarian out of 3,500 is granted the opportunity to serve the district in this capacity. I wish every Rotarian could experience International Assembly and the Rotary Convention. It is an amazing experience to walk through that door. The first night, Donna and I walked through that door, and she has never missed a step at my side. We walked into that reception, and I felt her falter. It's the first time she had been exposed to Rotary in that magnitude. 1,200 people, 8 different languages being spoken and interpreted simultaneously, every possible costume, 200 countries represented. An absolutely amazing experience. The people you meet, and they're all speaking about one topic, Rotary. It is truly a life-affirming experience. Donna and I have been so positively impacted by that experience, and we're eager to share the outgrowth of that inspiration. We worked very closely with the leadership team to establish our goals. I'll publicly encapsulate our goals, knowing that publicly committing to so will put enormous pressure on the team. It becomes an enormous forcing action that will often help us achieve more than if we kept our goals private to ourselves. God, I'm running them out of the room already. Our goals for the year ahead. Serve your communities by conducting significant local or international community service projects. In doing so, you will ideally continue or establish a partnership with a corporation, governmental, or non-governmental entity and work on that project together. Why is partnership so terribly important to me? I'm going to tell you. I come from a small club. We have 3,200 members, but we got great big dreams. And it took us 3 years to work on a project to build a splash pad in Clarksville, Montgomery County. We knew what we wanted to do, and we had no idea how we were going to do it. But we knew this was what we wanted to do because our community needed it. We went to a meeting, and then we had a program come in. It was the Community Health Foundation of Clarksville, Montgomery County. We put $50,000 worth of Rotarian money into that project. We formed a partnership with the city park department for a matching donation. If we got the first half of the money, would you fund the other half? And can we build it on your land so we can take that off the balance sheet? The Community Health Foundation then gave us a grant for $155,000 so we could come up with our $220,000. And that's how you complete a $440,000 program when you only have 32 members in a small club. Okay, that wasn't half bad. But wait, there's more. So we got that project done, and we were feeling pretty good about ourselves. And when the autism team came in, they said, you know, we don't have a soft surface for our children to play on. We want to build one of these miracle playgrounds. Well, first of all, Miracle Playground is a trademark. So what we have is the Rotary Field of Dreams. And I can't tell you exactly when the grand opening date will be, but that project is coming to completion right now. $600,000 project being completed in Clarksville, Montgomery County to create a playing field that has never been built in that community before. So partnerships. Why is it important that you go chasing grant dollars to fund your projects? Once again, we tapped into the Community Health Foundation. Largest grant they've ever given. One time, $300,000 grant to complete that project. We had a funding delta of about $165,000, and I had a lead on a foundation. So I sent an introductory email to this group, and I said, hey, does this kind of fit your foundation's vision and what you want to do? I got a very terse response. Our next funding cycle is the 1st of November. Well, she didn't say no. So I shot that over to our grant manager, and I said, hey, Mike, attack this target for us. I think this could pay us some dividends. Fast forward to December, the phone rings. Hey, Robert. They don't know me. And they said, we want to congratulate you. And I thought, dear God, I finally won that condo vacation on the beach. I've been looking forward to that call. And she goes, hey, this is so-and-so from this foundation. We fully funded your grant request. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Well, we've written a couple of grants. How much is that grant for? Oh, the entire $165,000. I cannot hang up the phone fast enough to call Mike and go, dude, you're a rock star. You scored. He goes, Bob, I got overcome by events. I never did anything with that. I never wrote a grant. We walked that dog back. Guys, I swear to God, an introductory email from a Rotarian. Does this meet the criteria for your foundation? And they gave us $165,000 additional dollars to fully fund a $600,000 Rotary Field of Dreams, soft surface playground, a full playground beside it. It is an absolutely amazing facility, and it was all done because of partnerships and working with governmental entities. You can use other people's money to achieve your ends. Please get involved and use partnerships. I need you to grow Rotary. We need a net growth in our membership in this club. In a rapidly growing area like Brentwood, your club should sponsor or co-sponsor a new Rotary club or a satellite club. What's happening in Franklin in their evening club is exciting. No meals, cold snacks only. Who doesn't want a glass of wine or a cold beer after a long day in the office? And they're doing it by attracting couples into Rotary. There are enough people leaving California and moving into this community. Right, Sybil? I mean, the transplants from California that are coming to Tennessee, you all could start your own club even. So in a rapidly growing area like Middle Tennessee, we should create opportunities for new Rotarians to become members of our Rotary clubs or to form new Rotary clubs that fit their lifestyle and not our club schedule. That's our problem right now. Not everybody can give you 2 hours at Friday at lunch. Support the Rotary Foundation. Your club's phenomenal. You always do an amazing job. Sarah's set some great goals in the foundation. Thank you for doing that. I would like to see 10% of your club be a Paul Harris Society member. And this is a club that could achieve 10% as a Paul Harris Society club. Please do. where our district will help you. Sir? I thought we were 100%. You may be 100% Paul Harris Fellow. Oh, now, Kip, that's a great idea. No, you're not, Steve. You're not. But a Paul Harris Society member gives $1,000 annually to the foundation. There's forms here. You fill it out. I've got chevrons. I mean, and I've got enough chevrons for the entire club. And they do a banner for 100% Paul Harris Society Club. I would love to bring you one of those banners. So just sign up, y'all. Or the plural of y'all. All y'all? So, okay. You learned something, didn't you, Maxima? All right. I've got down here in my notes to promote youth services. Now, how in the heck do I come to Brentwood and not just say, thank you? You've always sent the most gifted students. The number of your students that serve on our staff and influence other Rylotarians is simply amazing. Kavya is leaving for Berkeley shortly, but I want to thank you for everything you've done for our youth services program, our youth exchangers, interactors. This club is without equal, and I thank you and I applaud this club. I need you to grow your leaders to serve beyond the club level. If you're a past club president and you haven't attended Rotary grad school, Dale, Michael, that's coming up.
I don't test them.
No, sir, you do not. You were put to the test last year, and I concur. Love you, brother. All right, Rotary Leadership Institute. The first one will be the 10th of August in Dixon. Please attend. We've added an additional part 1 to Rotary Leadership Institute because the first one filled up, but I want you to have space. It's like Rotary 101 if you've never been. Please attend that program. We're trying to bring one into Williamson County. I don't have a date. I know a location now, so please do. 10% attendance at the district conference on May 2nd of 2020. I know, who wants to go to a district conference? They're too expensive. They're boring as blue blazes. But how about if we did a low-cost, one-day district conference that terminated at a derby party at 5 o'clock? Could you support something like that? That's the game plan. We're going to have a low-cost, one-day district conference. We are going to have a derby party that evening to end the day. And instead of having a boring another talk from your district governor that is boring, let's do some awards and let's have fun at the derby party. All right? And we'll have cold snacks, by the way. When it comes time to pass the gavel to April, I've got to leave this district in better shape than I found it. And there's only one way that we're going to do that. On February 22nd of 2020, this district will host a $1 million dinner. I didn't enter this fight or this capital campaign expecting to fail. The reason why we're doing this, as you study our district, not everybody's Williamson County, not everybody's Montgomery County. We have 9 counties across this district that have a poverty rate of 20% and above. The very worst of these is Lake County in our extreme northwest that has a poverty rate of 42 to 47%, depending on what metrics you're using for the measurement. They've got a huge poverty issue. The literacy rate is low. The opiate crisis is real. The children don't have a work ethic because they've never seen mom or dad or grandma and grandpa who's raising them because of the opiate crisis go to work. That's Lake County. I walked into the district in this position. We had $135,000 worth of grant requests for very meaningful programs. I had $90,000 in district designated funds to service this. When you have a delta of $45,000, you have to do something to achieve this. And the only way we can do it is to build our own endowment that feeds the district annually in perpetuity. Perpetuity means forever. Denise told me not to say it will give back forever. She said, Bob, the term you're looking for is perpetuity. So we'll have this money in place by the 31st of December of this year, and the first endowment check will be presented to this district 1 July 2020 as I pass over the leadership of this district to April. It's a legacy that we've entered into with the district governors from the last 10 years, and they've all agreed to support this program, and they're working diligently to do so. Michael, where'd you go, sir? I know you're not a past district governor. Michael is, yes, sir. He is your table captain for this club. Thank you so much for the work you're putting into this effort, Michael. I applaud you. The foundation. Here's my thoughts on giving to the foundation. I'm busy. I have a family, a career. I enjoy volunteering both locally and in our district and serving our district's youth. I've seen enough of the world to understand the value of my birthright as an American. I know that by giving to the Rotary Foundation that there is clean water and sanitation for children across the world. I know that diseases are being prevented because I give to the Rotary Foundation on a monthly basis. Child and maternal health issues are being addressed in our communities and around the world. Basic education, community development, and very personally to myself and Dale, peace and conflict resolution is being addressed by Rotary because we give to the Rotary Foundation on a monthly basis. Someday, it's my personal goal to travel on a national immunization day to attempt to eradicate polio. It's been a bad year. We've had 55 cases, and we can say, oh, woe is me, or we can applaud that Nigeria is about to fall off the list of endemic countries, and we can recommit ourselves to the fact that until you've been to eastern Afghanistan and western Pakistan to the wild, wild west, these are nomadic people that are moving around. You can't immunize a child if you can't find them because they're in the tribal lands and they're constantly moving. That's the difficulty of immunizing every child in those areas. Talk about people of action. Who else would take on the challenge of eradicating a disease from the face of the earth besides a Rotarian? And we're so terribly close to eradicating that disease. We've got to finish the task at hand. In closing, and I know that's what you've been waiting on. I saw it on your face, Michael, when I walked up here. The entire function of a district governor should be to serve and strengthen our clubs. And I need you to understand that I have no hierarchical authority over this club or positional authority. I work for you as your district governor. I serve to strengthen your club. If you need something, and Sarah knows this, she can contact me 24/7 and I'll do anything for Brentwood Rotary or the other 61 clubs within our district. I need your help to achieve our district goals. I need every Rotarian to dedicate themselves to conducting meaningful service projects. Help us to grow Rotary. Support our Rotary Foundation. Continue to support our youth programs. Grow leaders to serve beyond the club level. John Germ will be our speaker at the mid-year conference on November 15th. Please come out and support John at the foundation dinner then. It'll be over at this Cool Springs Marriott. Where's Susie at? She's right there. You can work through Susie to get registered. Support the $1 Million Dinner if you're at all able to, and there's a number of ways to do it. I know none of you are old enough to take required minimum disbursements from your 401k or IRA, but if you take a disbursement and you're looking for a tax avoidance strategy, you can move funds directly from your 401k or IRA to the foundation and not create a taxable event. I want you to know this. I'm all in on this $1 Million Dinner. The night we were installed as leaders, Donna and I presented the first check for $10,000 to the major gifts officer. Sarah, do you remember what Donna did immediately after that? Donna walked up to the podium, and she never moves to the podium, and she said, folks, we wrote a $10,000 check. If you meet me, I've got another check, and I'll up that to $25,000. I've still got another $15,000 in my pocket. If you want to meet me there, I'll go. I'm all in on this $1 million dinner, and I'm serious about us being successful. Please, in closing, we're right back to where we started. Why? Is service something you do out of the goodness of your heart, or is it a debt you're repaying for the gift of life? That little 3-letter word why drove me down the deepest, darkest rabbit hole of personal reflection I've possibly ever gone into. And this is why I believe after several days of reflection, I do what I do because my Lord demands it of me. I do what I do because I've been given the gifts to learn, to lead, and to make a difference. I do what I do because it needs doing and it's something worthy of doing. That's why I serve Rotary. As we leave here, I ask that you focus on the positive that's occurring in your community, our country, and around the world. Hopefully much good is happening inside of yourselves because you're a Rotarian. Live a life of significance by serving others. And when asked, know your why. We close every meeting in my home club by wishing each other more love, more peace, and more Rotary in your life. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Bob, so very much. If you guys can please indulge me an extra 5 minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. One of our new members, Brad Hamilton, and Ron Samuels, come on up. Ron has a special presentation for Brad that I would ask if you all could hang around for.
Well, first of all, thanks a lot for taking this extra time. And I did bring I'm Ron Samuel, and I am from Fresno, California, a member of Big Garden Rotary, so I brought you guys a flag.
I'll go get ours.
Okay. And with that, this is my good friend Brad, and we have been in a Rotary Club together. It was called River Park Rotary, and we did a lot of projects, and I was a charter member of that club, and the thing about it is, you know, when I called on Brad to help me, he was always there. Him and his wife Lou, we did just tremendous things for Boys and Girls Clubs, different projects. So when I was coming out here, I thought, and Brad had told me he joined this club, and I thought, I'm a multiple Paul Harris fellow, and I thought, well, I'm going to give Brad a Paul Harris. So it's my pleasure to award my good friend Brad this Paul Harris. Thank you. Pin here. And if I could get somebody to take a picture with my camera, it would be great. All right. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Brad, and thank you, Ron, for being here. Thank you so much to Maxima and Gracie, and congratulations to Denise with the Boys and Girls Club, and thank you so much, Bob, for speaking to us today. We really appreciate it. As a token of our appreciation, we have a donation in your honor for the Rotary International. So I'd like to present you with this check. And also ask you, don't go anywhere yet, if you would mind signing this book for us. We read this book into the Cat in the Hat, comes back. Yes, it's an updated version. We read this to all the students in Williamson County Schools and Lipscomb Elementary, and also accept this pen on behalf of our Rotary Club. And so when you use it, we hope you think fondly of us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, so much for staying with me a little while. And with that, I'm not, Larry's so good to me. If everybody would remember to put the tables up and put your trash away, we would greatly appreciate it. And with that, we are adjourned.